on savage seas with ne'er a fear of drowning, and gladly ride the waves of life if you would marry me. No scorching sun nor freezing cold will stop me on my journey if you will promise me your heart
and love me for eternity. My dearest one, my darling dear, your mighty words astound me, but I've no need of mighty deeds when I feel your arms around me.
But I would bring you rings of gold, I'd even sing you poetry, and I would keep you from all harm.
I don't want to say I've seen a more terrified bloke in all my life, but mate, you'll be fine. Now, here's what I'm going to say though. Come this way slightly, both of you. Stop. There we go. Because there's a nice triangle there, and if you're lopsided for the rest of your lives, you'll look at the photos and go, why are we standing like that? All right. I never use a microphone here. It's so weird. All right. Hello, folks. My name's Monty King. I'm a certified marriage celebrant, duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Now, here's what else I'll say. You don't need to look at me. You don't need to look at them. You can, but looking at each other, that's nice too. You do you. You look a bit like cake toppers currently. So, welcome to Goosewing Cottage for the wedding of Thomas Richard Finnegan and James Patrick Lindsay. So, here we all are, celebrating the marriage of Thomas and James. Now, I almost always start like this, but it's really important to note that this is not the start of their relationship. We're here today to recognise a bond that already exists. These two met a little while ago, so what we're doing here is acknowledging the love that's grown between them. They're here today to affirm that love formally and publicly, and you guys are the lucky ones that get to share it with them. You're all here today because you love Thomas and James and they love you. And so I'm here to tell you that you're not just here to watch, you're an integral part of this amazing day. So I'm going to ask you to do something for me to show Thomas and James how much support they have today. So I need everybody to raise a hand. I don't care which one, left or right, just put one up. I don't discriminate. There we go. Get ready to repeat after me, please. We declare with all our hearts to have an amazing day with Thomas and James. We promise to laugh in the good bits, ugly cry in the mushy bits, cheer like mad in the awesome bits, and if appropriate later on, drink like a fish. Oh, you're a couple of very, very, very excited people for that one. And there's one more thing, and this is the real test. I want to hear a massive cheer. I want to hear it for love, for family, for friendship, for marriage. Let's hear it for James and Thomas. All right, so I said just a moment ago that these two met a while ago. Now, sometimes people have friends or family that are super helpful, and they might say to a single person, I know this guy, he's wonderful, I should hook you up. And sometimes people, and that's you guys, are absolutely hopeless. But thankfully it's the 21st century, so we have the internet to help out. And that's the case with Thomas and James. Although they were very mysterious about the details, I asked them how they met, and they very, very matter-of-factly said, an online dating platform. So your guess is as good as mine. But they met virtually, and that all went well enough, and so they decided to meet in person. James and Thomas agreed to meet at the cinema, but how would they spot each other in the crowd? Turns out all James had to do was look up. It was a bit tougher for Thomas, who had to look down over everyone else to find James. But with the surprise of their height difference out of the way, it was on to business. Not that. It was a geek card checklist, which they both passed with flying colours. Big ticks all around. They shared laughs and big grins, and that meant that the date was a huge success. As an added bonus, Thomas thought it was extra cute when James had to get up on his tiptoes for their first kiss. And with that, they're away. Now, with that, they're away. Some stuff happened. And now here we are. You're getting married. I could go on and on with more facts and details that you might already know, or fill in the gaps with some sort of generic chat about love and marriage. But we're here for a good time, not a long time. We want to get it done. It's worth mentioning, though, a couple of the other things that they told me about each other in the lead up to today. Some of the stuff that made them think getting married would be a good idea. James loves Thomas for his reliability. He is incredibly supportive, and James feels safe and secure in the knowledge that Thomas always has his back. Thomas knows that no matter how bad his day has been, he can rely on James to lift him up and keep him moving forward. He loves James's compassion and selflessness, that he'll help anyone in need. And Thomas loves that they share so many common interests and that the joint decisions come easily because they gel so well together. Now, that's all very nice. But just for some balance, I like to remind folks that it's not always sunshine and lollipops. I like to ask couples, what grinds your gears about each other? I just like to shake the tree, see what might fall out. So I could talk to you about Thomas leaving his socks under the computer table and James not finding them till the washing is already done. And as I wrote that, my dirty socks were under the computer table and have been there for about a week. And I don't think my wife knows about it. But anyway, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's perfectly fine. Or that Thomas has a terrible sense of direction. The exact quote was, he could get lost in a parking lot. Or that James needs more than one or maybe two reminders about any job that needs doing. Or that he doesn't let Thomas know that he's going to be home late, causing endless worry. Now, I'll say no more about anything like that sort of stuff because here's the truth of it. None of it really matters. The only reason I even ask about that sort of stuff is to say this, that nothing is ever 100% perfect all of the time. A little bit of gear grinding is part of every relationship, and the good times always outweigh the niggles. And so James and Thomas are about to be totally and officially married in less than a couple of minutes. I said at the top that this isn't the start of their relationship, but it's most certainly the next logical step in their lives together. Today is confirming their commitment to each other, to you folks right here, and to the world. It's the confirmation that no matter what the future might hold, Thomas and James are in this together. The bottom line is they're getting married here today because they absolutely bloody love each other. Give them another big round of applause for that, please. Now, before you two are married in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you're about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Now, we're going to get the boring legal part out of the way. When I say boring legal part, that's the bit that gets you married. Who's going to go first? There you go. I call on the people present. You just repeat
I call on the people present
to witness that I,
Thomas Finnegan,
take you, James Lindsay,
take you, James Lindsay,
to be my lawfully wedded husband.
to be my lawfully wedded husband.
Tag. I call on the people present
I call on the people present to witness that I,
James Lindsay,
James Lindsay,
take you, Thomas Finnegan,
take you, Thomas Finnegan,
to be my lawfully wedded husband.
to be my lawfully wedded husband.
I'm getting out of the way to be our time.
I vow to always be your guide through life, to always be your player too, to always be calm and patient, and to be with you through thickness and thin.
James, you've always been there for me on my darkest days, my light that I look forward to whenever I'm feeling the worst, my companion when I need someone to play with, test against for, various decks and all the other things and all the other games that we have had played over the 11 years we've been together. I vow to be there for evermore, to always support you, organize you, and be there to make sure we get done what we need to do and be happy together.
Give him a little round of applause, please. Now, who's got the rings? I've got Adam and Ben, is that still correct? All right. I haven't even said their names. They're already, that's how keen they know. Keep coming now. Adam and Ben. So just take the rings out. Just toss the box on the table, I reckon. I'll sort it out in a tick. You're just going to put them on while I talk. So this is the point in the ceremony where we'd usually talk about wedding bands being a perfect circle with no beginning and no end. As you each place the other's ring on their finger, consider this. Rings do have a beginning. Rock is dug up from the earth. Metal is liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, moulded, cooled and painstakingly polished. Something beautiful is made from raw elements. Love is like that. It's hot, dirty work. It comes from humble beginnings made by imperfect beings. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. So these rings symbolise the acceptance of imperfections, the recognition of beauty and love, and will always serve as a reminder of this exact moment. Good timing. Oh, not yet. No, you can do whatever you like. It's fine. I am, however, going to say this. Thomas and James, you've declared before us that you'll live together in marriage. You've made some epic vows. You've said the magic words that make you legally married, and you symbolise them by exchanging rings. So to my absolute delight, I'm declaring you married, gentlemen. Kiss your brand new husband for the very first time. Very excited clappers. It really just went on and on and on and on. All right, so we're going to take a couple of moments to sign the paperwork, and then we'll jump back up, and I'll get you to help congratulate them both.
Should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry. I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand now, stand by me. Stand by me.
So, if you're willing and able, this time I will get you to stand up because we're nearly done. While you're doing that, I'm going to give you... Now, I said willing and able. If it's too slippery and wonky, don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. While you think about what you're going to do, and I get my breath back. I don't know why I'm breathing hard. Just excited to be here. So, I'm going to tell you one more little fact. And today, I say it at every wedding, but today it's going to remain true for a little longer because we're on a Thursday at lunchtime, but you are looking at the newest newlyweds in this entire country, and I reckon will be for at least the next half an hour. Can you put your hands together? Again, the newest newlyweds, together forever, Thomas and James. Thank you very much.
Is there